Welcome, welcome. Thank you so much for coming. I appreciate the time that you're taking today to hear what I have to say. These broadcasts were inspired by all of the misinformation that's out there on coronavirus, conspiracy theories people have been sending me, a lot of misinformation on medications and so on, and what a lot of the stuff that we've been watching and looking at, people sending very expensive, crazy cures. I want to counteract that with common sense and things that are based in real science. This is Dr. Anastasia Chopelas, the scientific healer, and this is tip 7 on boosting your immune system. And so far, all of the tips are very low cost or no cost. They are lifestyle changes. What we've talked about in the last few days are straightforward ways to improve your immune system. You learned that your immune system's in your whole body. It's not just any one thing, like taking any one supplement is not going to help tremendously. It may help you a little bit if that's your weak place, but we also learned that it's helpful to detox and not to put toxic substances in your body, such as smoking and drinking, and even too much sugar can suppress, like 2 cans of soda can completely suppress your immune system. And in the last couple of days, I've talked about your adrenal glands. The first is how to calm them down to go into the parasympathetic or healing state rather than being in the sympathetic or reactive state where you are sending out stress hormones into your body. This heightened state of alertness, or fight or flight as it's called, will tear down your insides. There's not a whole lot of time or energy there left for your body to heal itself. So this impacts your immune system greatly because repair is very, very important. So today and then the other things I talked about were visualization, hypnosis, meditation, and getting yourself into a power stance. So let's everybody pull your shoulders back, take some nice deep breaths so you get yourself into a really good relaxed state, and it helps dissipate all that nervous energy. We're now being bombarded with all kinds of negative news, protests over police brutality. The number of deaths are climbing rapidly in the U.S. alone. There's 105,000 deaths, and this is predicted to go much higher before it finally settles out. And authorities and the CDC are worried we'll see a spike in the winter time. So this, with all the other scary news and being told to stay indoors and having it hard to get, basics like cleaning products and toilet paper. I mean, it's a really frustrating time for us all. So being able to pull yourself into a parasympathetic state is going to really help boost your immune system instead of dragging you down. So today, what I really want to focus on is your liver. So your liver is the second largest organ. The first largest organ in your body is your skin. And I'm going to talk about that later because your skin is a major detoxing organ. It also protects you from outside pathogens in a really great way. There are things that can penetrate the skin, but most pathogens cannot unless you have a scratch, right? But your liver is this 3-pound organ that sits across your whole abdomen. It's thicker on the right. It's this big triangular organ, and it's just right under your ribs. It has, I just read, over 500 functions, 17 major functions. And some of the common functions are production of bile. And what bile does is it combines with things like bad cholesterol, toxins, other waste products of the body, and that shuttles them into the large intestine, which then you poop out, right? And then the other thing that the liver does is it combines with other metabolic waste products like urea or other toxins that are floating around in your bloodstream, and then it shuttles them into the kidneys so they come out in the other direction. So it also produces cholesterol. Cholesterol is a very important compound in the body. First of all, it's the precursor to all of your steroid hormones. That includes progesterone, estrogen, melatonin. I don't think so, but things like testosterone. These are some of your major steroid hormones, also your adrenal hormones. They are really important for your body to function well and for immune system to function well. And the cholesterol, also the quote-unquote bad cholesterol, it's the low-density lipoprotein. And what that does for you is it covers up any inflammation. So the liver responds to inflammation in your body and helps remove it. The less inflammation you have in your body, the less your liver is taxed. And it clears your blood of any drugs. So all drugs, except for things like insulin or thyroid hormone replacement, these are hormones, right? But anything that counts as a drug, even a lot of the drug fillers, they are toxic to the body, and your liver will work very hard to get rid of it. That includes, cholesterol lowering drugs like Lipitor and all of those. It includes blood pressure reducing medicines such as beta blockers, ACE inhibitors, and so on, and ARB inhibitors, and all of those. They are all toxins. Aspirin, Tylenol, ibuprofen, they all are toxic to the body. They are non-food items. Anything that doesn't build your body up, your liver will work very hard to get it out. So, and it also clears up bilirubin, which if you've been born with, for example, if you're a mother that's a type O blood type and you have a baby that's a type A blood type, and there's a blood crossing that barrier when the baby is born, it has to clear all of the blood cells that aren't healthy for it. And what happens is that as the blood cells break down, the liver is supposed to help shuttle them out with the spleen, and that product is called bilirubin, and it causes jaundice, right? So it provides a way for the broken down blood cells to exit the body. So that's just a few of them, but the main thing to remember, and I forgot to mention, that it also helps supply energy to the body. It provides major digestive enzymes to help break down the food in your stomach and all the way into your intestines. And then it also stores glycogen and sends it to the muscles when you need it, and stores it and keeps a supply for emergency situations. And then lastly, there was one other thing that just popped into my head. Oh yes, it stores iron, right? So if you know, liver is iron rich. It stores the iron that you need for you to carry oxygen via your red blood cells to all over your whole body where it needs it, especially, when you're using muscles in aerobic or anaerobic exercise. It provides the oxygen. So this is a really amazing organ that we want to keep as healthy as possible. Otherwise, your whole body will start to break down. And as I mentioned before, that excess alcohol will cause problems. It will start to actually cook it from the inside out. And one thing that's really interesting about the liver is it's the only organ in the whole body that can regenerate itself in the way it does. You can start with 1/3 of a liver and it will fully grow back. So the first step to helping, the best way to take care of it is to eliminate as much toxic environmental but mainly what you consume, as much of that as possible. By removing that toxic load out of your body, you will help improve your liver function. And I was one of the few that are born without one of the liver enzymes. And in my family, we have a non-alcoholic liver disease because that liver enzyme is missing, and the toxic environment and food can really tax the liver. I had a cousin who died at the age of 32 of non-alcoholic liver disease, right? So she was my oldest first cousin, through my dad's brother. And a lot of us have had trouble with toxins, so we have to keep a clean diet. That's the only way for the liver to be healthy, and also to continue to exercise. So as I mentioned on the first day, drinking a lot of water really helps. I've already had 1.5 quarts today, right? And it's still 1 o'clock, right? And then the other toxic things are alcohol, medications, fillers in pills and things, artificial flavors, artificial colors, artificial sweeteners. These are all chemicals that do not provide nutrition to the body, right? Pesticides. So, eating pesticide-free food. And a lot of the pesticides, the animals will eat things that, like corn that have been treated with pesticides or are GMO, and it ends up in the flesh, right? So you have to also watch not just the produce itself, but also which animals eat that produce, because then you're getting not just the energy, but the toxic stuff. Antibiotics included the ones given to animals, right? Because the animal products and the flesh and the milk will have those antibiotics in it. Recreational drugs, and even GMO foods, because they were not in the food supply before, and our bodies simply do not know how to handle them. Because a GMO food, for example, like corn and soy, they inject a piece of insect DNA into the DNA of these foods, and what it does is it makes them resistant to the pesticides that they use, or like Roundup, for example, or herbicides. And a lot of people notice a difference. I have talked to many parents who said their children, if a product says non-GMO corn or organic corn, and they eat that, it turns out the children react to it. So our bodies react to it, even though the FDA says it's safe. And all of these will tax the liver somehow. And as far as medications go, please do not go off your medications unless you check with your doctor. Many doctors do have alternatives that are natural and healthy, especially going to a naturopathic doctor to help you get off of them naturally. One of my friends is a psychiatrist that very, 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 very rarely ever subscribes something psychotropic. She uses supplements to help balance out the brain chemistry to help those people. And also checking for allergies to certain foods. So all of these things can go a real long way to helping your liver function. So that means basically eating organic as often as possible. And remember, you vote with your wallet. 30 years ago, when I started eating organic, it was very, very expensive. It was hard to find. Hardly any stores had them in it. And now every grocery store around the corner has a big selection of organic produce and organic products on the shelf, including organic dairy. And it's quite amazing. And there are some stores where the difference in price is very, very small. It used to be double or more in price, and now the difference is small. And aside from that, it's totally worth it because it improves your immune system. So you may have heard of this organization called EWG.org. You can go there to get a download of the Dirty Dozen, the fruits and vegetables that have the most pesticide in it. That includes strawberry, spinach, kale, nectarines, apples, grapes, peaches, cherries, pears, tomatoes, celery, and potatoes. All of these are better to buy organic. And then you have the Clean 15. These are the ones that usually have a big shell or coating on it that you can peel off, like avocados, sweet corn, pineapples, papaya, sweet peas, eggplants, asparagus, cauliflower, cantaloupes, broccoli, mushrooms, cabbage, honeydew melon, and kiwi. These are the Clean 15. They are safer to eat if they're non-organic. I tend to buy organic everything just to be on the safe side. So there are 4, I'm going to name 4, but there are more, 4 helpful foods for the liver. These 4 helpful foods help supply what they call phytonutrients that are really powerful. They're called superfoods. Raw cacao is one of them. It's got a very high antioxidant content and is considered one of the top superfoods, especially if it's raw and organic. And if you're eating bar chocolate, make sure it's like over 70% cacao in it. Okay, so number 1 is blueberries and cranberries. They both contain anthocyanins, antioxidants, and they give their berries their distinctive color. Blueberries have been shown, these are all scientific proof, blueberries have been shown to increase the immune cell response and antioxidant enzymes. And these type of slow the development of lesions and fibrosis in the liver and the development of scar tissue, and also slowed down or stopped the development of cancer of the liver, which is one of those that's very difficult to get rid of, right? So blueberries are considered, especially wild blueberries, are considered one of those superfruits that are very helpful. I eat tons of blueberries all the time, whether they're raw or frozen, right? I eat at least a cup of them a day, right? And then there's red and purple grapes. We already know they have resveratrol, which is very helpful to the cardiovascular system. But the other benefits include lowering inflammation, prevents damage, and increasing antioxidant levels. So by lowering inflammation, you stop the liver from having to lower the inflammation for you. The liver is one, it sends out that cholesterol. First, it sends out the bad cholesterol, which coats the body in the areas where all the inflammation is. When the inflammation has died down, it sends out the good cholesterol and sweeps it away. Now, the problem is if you never let the oxidation completely go away, the oxidative stress on the body, it keeps sending out the bad cholesterol and it starts coating the inside of your blood vessels, and that's when you get that plaque buildup everywhere. And you could get plaque buildup in your joints and on the inside of your blood vessels. The third thing is beetroot juice. You can also eat beets. We used to eat just raw beets shredded up with carrots and pineapple and made a little salad out of it. That was extremely healthy. And you can get beetroot juice or juice it yourself. It doesn't really matter, but it's one of those things that is a source of nitrates and other antioxidants called betalains, which benefit heart health and reduce oxidative damage and inflammation. So, and that's especially in the liver area, and it increases the natural detoxification enzymes. So all of these have very similar things. Cruciferous vegetables like broccoli, Brussels sprouts, and mustard greens, with their high fiber content, have also beneficial compounds that help with the liver enzyme levels and decreases the oxidative stress. And then last, olive oil, which is considered a healthy fat, includes beneficial effects on the heart and metabolic health. And in one study on people, not just rats, but also people, that their liver enzyme and fat levels improved, and it raised levels of a protein associated with metabolic effects, with less fat accumulation, improved insulin sensitivity, which means that your type 2 diabetes could go away, and better blood flow in the liver. So again, the fat accumulation is part of the process of cirrhosis of the liver, which a lot of people do die from. Okay, so there are also 3 liver extracts or 3 liver supplements that a lot of people have been recommended to take over the years. I've known for at least 30 years that milk thistle was very beneficial, so I've taken that off and on for that time. And milk thistle is the botanical name is silmarin. And silmarin is that compound. It's a flavonoid that has great antioxidant properties and liver restorative properties. So it helps rebuild the liver back again. Artichoke extract has also some of that silmarin, but it also has another compound called cynarin, and it improves the overall health of the liver again. So these are things that help build the liver back up, rather than the foods that help with antioxidation and so forth. And then turmeric, a lot of people take turmeric for inflammation, and it also stops the liver from getting damaged. Right? So all of these three things, I always say it's SAT, silmarin, artichoke, and turmeric. These 3 things very often you can buy in one capsule or powder and add them to your food. I have taken these on and off with a lot of success because I've had very little liver problems since then, right? So that's all my tips for today. These are things that really boost your immune system. Your liver is kind of central to the immune system because of the way it can detox to improve the function of everything in your body. The cleaner your body runs, the better. You can tell how clean your body is by looking at your skin, right? If you look at somebody, the older person's skin, you often see like yellowing, graying, a lack of circulation, and so on. That tells you how much of a problem you have. You also see premature wrinkling and so on. And so that is a really good indication. The back of your hands, if you have age spots back there, it's usually an indication of oxidative stress, because the antioxidants will help relieve you of these age spots, right? Not just esoteric cream. It's better to do it from the inside out than the outside in. So today I have for you a free audio. It is a 14-minute audio for going to sleep, and it helps relieve you of some of that emotional stress. And tomorrow I'm going to talk about how to feed the thyroid and what to do for the thyroid nutritionally and other ways. I also have a weak thyroid. It got destroyed because of foods I'm allergic to, and I had to rebuild it. And my thyroid supplementation, the hormone levels have gone down over the years, which is unusual. Usually it keeps going up and up and up and up, right? So I'll talk a little bit about what I've done tomorrow and why, and we've already discovered why the thyroid's important, because it regulates your metabolism. The faster your metabolism goes, the faster you heal from anything. So for example, if you get a virus somewhere, if your metabolism is revved up, your virus will get wiped out a lot faster than if it was slow. And I will tell you what the symptoms of a slow thyroid are compared to being healthy, because I've experienced both. And it took about 10 years. Most people are subclinically hypothyroid, and thyroid is the most prescribed medication across this country. It is a really huge. So I'll talk about that tomorrow, because these are the big 3. So yesterday I talked about adrenals, today liver, and tomorrow will be thyroid. These are the big 3 that are really important for your immune system. for those to be running properly will help everything else. Okay, thank you so much for coming. If you like this, please give me a thumbs up or a 5-star rating. Share it with your friends and be sure to subscribe to my channel. I will see you again, same time, same place. So thank you. You have a great day.